Where's that water? The water. Yeah. Oh my Lord. What is happening? Hi everyone, welcome to the live stream for cooking. So I see a lot of you are saying hello to me. Handru says, is anyone there? Me. Yeah. So hi everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Oh God. And then we shoot, but they okay. You can have a go for everything. Oh, this is overreacting. What? What do you mean? You can't be calm for 2 seconds. What's wrong with you? Oh my Lord. Making my kitchen dirty. I'll clean it up when I'm done. So let's move on to the cooking. Guys, I was taking one of those evening naps. And if you know the evening naps, they're the devil. I mean, they're nice. Yeah. I slept like a baby for oh my God. I slept for 2 hours, I think 3. I didn't even wake up for nothing. I slept in the evening and then I just woke up now. I actually thought my husband was sneaking out to go outside, but he was actually coming back. And I was like, what do you mean? So yeah. That is what happened. The evening naps, they slap. Evening naps slap. If you want to take a good nap, take it in the evening. You wake up not knowing, is it today or is it tomorrow? Is it yesterday? So yeah, that's me. That's my life. I woke up not knowing if it's today or tomorrow. I had no idea. The funny thing is I thought my husband was sneaking out, like he was going somewhere and he was literally coming back. And it's when it hit me that I had slept all those hours. Yeah, crazy. But they're also healthy, like evening naps are the best. So if you're somebody who's into naps, I think you should schedule them to evening. Yes. Just schedule your sleeping nap time to evening. I think my parents, a lot of people's parents used to tell people to sleep in the evening. Yeah, my parents were those people. So I don't even know why as an adult we stopped having evening naps, but it's illegal too. Whatever reason why we stopped, it's not right. We should go back to evening naps. Because tell me why I feel this refreshed and confused at the same time. That's crazy. Okay, so today we're going to make something very, very, very simple that cooks under an hour. And this is something like you can make with family, friends. Maybe your friends just say, knock, knock, hey, what's up? And you're like, where did you guys come from? You know, and you're like thinking, what am I going to cook for these people? Okay? Yeah, I know it's like 2025 and people don't show up at other people's doors unannounced, but sometimes people might decide to surprise you, so I feel like you should do this. So I'm gonna make some lentils and then some beef on the side and some rice. Lentils with rice actually is a very, very tasty meal. Yeah, so adding beef to it is not a bad idea. Yeah, because apparently here they have to have meat somehow, even for breakfast if they could, but here we are. For us it would have been fine, the lentils and the rice, but for the people of here, it's not enough. It's not enough. Okay, so first I washed my tomatoes. I washed my onions. You see what the nap did to me? I don't even know if I'm washing tomatoes or onions. Yeah, so first I washed my onions. Now I'm just chopping them. The next thing I'm going to do is tomatoes, bell peppers, in that order. Yeah. And we're gonna move on to it.
Although lentils literally cook after an hour, under an hour, sorry, and they're like the quickest thing to cook. Yeah. So in Kenya we call lentils kamande. Yeah, we call them kamande. Yeah, and so we're gonna make the kamande with rice and some beef stew. Okay. Some wet fried beef, which is how it should be. Okay, so the next thing I'm doing, my bell peppers, I ran out of them. This is all I have left. I need to go buy again tomorrow. But for today, this is all I have. This is all we're going to use. Like, if ever you're cooking and you're like, oh my god, I don't have this and this, don't panic. Just use what you have. I mean, the main part of the meal is not the onions and the tomatoes. It's not really a big deal. I mean, unless it's tomatoes, which are like, well, but if you have like tomato paste, it still helps, you know. But something like bell peppers, coriander, it's not really a must. Yeah, in Kenya, the bell peppers have such a loud, pronounced aroma. Here, they're just very polite. They're like, hi, hi. That kind of aroma is what they have. So I need to add the green bell peppers, but for the red bell peppers, I only have that one slice because the day before that I had made some omelette and I used some of it and I ran out. Okie dokie. Well, this is what I have for the red bell peppers. But since I have green enough bell peppers, I'm just going to take one from the fridge and like slice it up, add to this, and use it for cooking some more. So also I know like tomorrow is Monday and like it's a work day. Yeah, so you have to be making something that actually doesn't take too much of your time. I mean, don't mind me, I already took enough, but like if you are not taking enough, don't cook something that will go more than an hour to cook. Wait, my lettuce is almost done. Yes. Okay, so that's done. Let's move on to the next one. On to the next tray. On to the next tray. As I've always said, like always just wash your ingredients, cut them, keep them ready. Because when you start cooking, you should not be slowing down to wash your tomatoes, cut your tomatoes, like you look a mess, you know. So just do them in advance before you turn on the heat to start frying anything. Make sure your ingredients are ready and ready to eat. So since I'm going to be frying two different things, I have two tomatoes, but I'm not gonna blend them in one plate because otherwise I won't be able to separate them. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go with one, and then when I'm starting the other one, I'll also do that for that. Okay. I always remove this bottom part. I don't know if you do, but yeah, it gets too hard sometimes to actually grate. Yes. So if you're there with me, just slice it off. Like I said, we're making some lentils, we're making some rice, and we're making some beef. Three things combined. Ah, Didi. Apparently somebody who calls himself Didi is back. And he's saying that is some ghetto gourmet. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's what they call it in prison, Didi? I don't know. I've never been to prison, so I wouldn't know. And somebody's asking... Somebody says Indomie na utamu. No, maybe it's a Indomie. Okay, so our tomato is done. So it's not the reddest tomato out there, but that's what happens when you send your husband to go buy some veggies. What were you expecting? He just picks them. He's like, they're tomatoes, I'm gonna pick it. This is what we got. Not the reddest one, but well, what can I do? Okay, so the next thing that I need to actually do is put my rice to start cooking, because the lentils is halfway done and the rice needs to start following that step. Yeah, something I've always said about rice, whatever you're using to measure the rice, put double the water of whatever that is. I'm putting 3 glasses of water because I'm making 1.5 cups of rice. And I've also said before that after you do the exact amount of water, always add some bit of a quarter just in case maybe evaporation happens or something like that, or the rice was just slightly not the one to mess with. Yeah, right. So let's move on. I'm trying to, oh, you know what, odd. This is full. So yeah, you need to wash, then put it on. Did you? Somebody just told me I got the muscles. Yes, I do. I think it's called Tristan or someone. I actually do. I work out every single day of the week, so of course I have the muscles. They're gonna come next week. If you don't know about this channel, welcome. I always do fitness live stream every single day at the gym. I also do live cooking every single evening, and I also do dance fitness sessions on Saturdays. So if any of those 3 is something that interests you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you. My chopping board is huge, so I always use 2 opposite sides for different things. Yeah. Okay, that's 1 cup of my aromatic rice. AKA jasmine. And then I'm trying to have this mixed up because I'm on left with this, and I want it to be moving because I haven't gone back to add a whole portion of it. I don't want it to stay behind and become still. So I just did 1.5 cup of rice. So, like I've always said, you don't have to wait for your water to actually boil for the rice. It's not necessary. This is the water. I added some oil. The next thing you're supposed to add is some salt. I just need to know how that is tasting. It's fine. Wash your rice. My water is already boiling, which is okay because I used warm water. But like if you're cooking rice, you don't have to actually wait for the water to boil. It's gonna cook either way because first of all, you have not soaked your rice, so it's still beneficial for the rice. Okay. Just make sure you turn it so that it can cook evenly, and then when it's all spread, then you can cover it and let it cook now. Let it cook. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover it. Napinga Simmering. Yep, that's done. Yes, our lentils are done cooking, but I feel like their skin is a bit tough. For some reason, I'm just gonna add like a really tiny amount of water to it. And the aroma, the rice aroma and the lentils aroma already fighting for who's the best in the kitchen. I'm only out here telling you what's happening. I can't make this thing up. let's move on to our number one contender. I don't know what that means, but okay, let's move on. Set that aside. Washing my board because I'm about to flip it to the other side that I use for beefy. Oh, I even forgot it's cut in like chunky sizes. Yeah, so I don't have to do a lot of cutting. Yes, and I don't want to put all of it because who's going to eat that? So always be checking your rice if it's sticking on the bottom, and the minute your water goes down, like the minute your water goes below the rice, I'm talking the surface of the rice, if it goes below it, start turning off the heat slowly, okay? Because otherwise you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna mess it up. So I prefer to actually wash them before I cut them into tiny slices, because then they become too tiny to handle. Oh, that's spicy. I think our rice has reduced the water to below the surface, like I was talking about, and we actually need to reduce the heat. I'm not turning it aggressively. You need to be gentle with it, because otherwise that's how you end up with porridge instead of rice. So I'm going to turn the heat halfway, okay? And now it can cook in that. Okay. Now, this is done. Our lentils is cooked. Somebody needs to give space, and somebody needs to be fried. Maybe two people need to fry. The lentils need to fry, and the beef needs to fry too. So that, because the rice has dried up enough, now we are moving. We are moving. Okay? I'm thinking of who needs to go where. So I'm going to show you how we sometimes fry meals in Nairobi. I'm going to fry the ingredients for the lentils on this pan. Then I'm going to turn them to the pan where the lentils were cooking. Then I'm going to continue to fry my beef on the same pot. So I hope you caught that faster, because I don't think there's a point in repeating it. Alright? Yes, our rice is dry nicely. And that reminds me now that I need to actually blend the tomato for the beef, because now it's ready. your tomatoes is literally the best way to cut your tomatoes. You're not wasting anything, nothing is going to be thrown out of the soup. Like, it's just the best. In my opinion, it's the best way to actually get all the juice out of a tomato. So our pan is not heated yet, but we are ready regardless. Okay, so this is it. That's done. So also something that I do when I'm cooking is the things that I'm done using, I wash them and put them aside instead of just finishing cooking all together and then having a bunch of dishes in my sink. Okay, so our first order is the oil. We're going to dump that in the pan. Our rice is still drying nicely. And the secret is basically keep turning off the heat until like it's done, dried up completely. So yeah, that's your cue to when it's actually completely done. Because otherwise, if you leave it there, it might start to actually burn. Because now there's no water left, and it's just fighting for its life. Okay, so I'm gonna test if our oil is ready by dropping a piece of onion. Sounds good to me. I think that's enough. So you're gonna fry this to almost golden brown, almost, not necessarily turn golden, and you don't need like all of them to turn golden brown because red onions take forever to do that. So I'm just gonna fry this in a very basic way. I'm going to use my onions and tomatoes plain, that's it, okay? The rest of the bell peppers and everything else is actually goes for the beef. But for this, it's just going to be tomatoes and onions. Period. So once you see a few of them have started turning brown, you can go ahead and add your tomatoes. I'm trying to give mine a bit of time because I've seen some have started turning, but I'm going to give mine a bit of time. In the meantime, I'm just going to check on my rice. It continues to dry. Yes, it's still not burning on the bottom, so that's a good thing. And we can still retain it on that heat level. Yeah, so now I'm going to add in the tomatoes. The tomatoes come in with a bit of paste and soup, so that's a good thing for you. Yeah, because you don't need to add another liter of water to make the stew. You just need the stew for the lentils that you boil it with, and you need it to be pasty. You need it to be actually thick. So you always add your salt to your tomatoes while they are frying, because first it speeds up the process of the tomatoes melting up and also cooks faster. Yeah. The salt doesn't actually have to be tasty, because remember, you're adding this to the stew, so at some point you're going to need to add some more to the stew. So I'm just going to wait for my tomatoes to cook, then we can move on to our next step. So I boiled this and there's no water left in it. There's like a really, really tiny amount, and that's what I need, okay? My tomatoes are done. I just added in the lentils, and I'm just gonna turn it around, run it through the tomato paste mix. Yeah, like I said, the salt was eventually just gonna go down, so you're just gonna need to add a little bit of salt. Yes, salt is fine now. Just a few minutes of simmering in there, and then we can turn it to the other pot, this baby over here, and then we can continue with something different on this pot. You do this to minimize the dirty dishes. You do this to try and not overuse everything all the time. Yeah, so anybody else can call it anything they want, but that's why I do it. We also used to do this with like soft fish. Like when you boil the fish, you're supposed to fry the paste on another pan and then just turn it to the fish once that is done. So I completely turned off the heat for my rice because it's good now. It doesn't need it. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is turn this around. Be careful. Okay, that's what I was saying. Very thick, very pasty. I'm going to show you in just a minute, but I still need to rinse this. Yeah. So now this is our piece. You see how thick it is? Yes. And we will have to use a lot of pans to fry it. me, this saves me time and space. Somebody else, it might be a different reason, but for me, it saves me time and space. Space on the cooking area and time on the dishes. Okay? Our pan is back again with another one. Right. We're just waiting for it to heat up. Remember, our rice is cooked and our lentils is now fried, boiled, ready to go. Okay? The only thing we're left with is this beef. That's it. Okay, so our pan is dry. Let's add in the oil. Alright. So, once the oil is heated up, we can add the beef. Your beef that you had already cut, actually don't add beef that you haven't chopped up. Yeah. And say it was me. I told you. I said this. They are already cut, washed, ready. Literally. Also, another thing that people actually do wrong, don't ever add salt to beef before it's cooked. You will be boiling it for life and it'll be hard. Yeah. Somebody just commented some skills here. Down there. Rice, calm down. So like I was saying, before Nadia, Cielu, whatever her name is, came in good and hot, don't ever add salt in beef before it's actually cooked. There's a lot of people who make the mistake of adding salt to beef before it's cooked. Like they add it and then they boil it, and this makes it tough. It toughens up the meat, okay? Don't do that. Okay? Yeah, so, oh, the beef almost got me, but okay. Alright, so now we wait for it to turn brown on both sides properly. I like my beef well done. I don't know about you, but if you don't like it well done, you can do it whichever way you like, okay? So, yeah. In the meantime, this is your opportunity to actually watch everything that you have used throughout the whole process. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So yeah, if you're new to this channel, I'm always doing live stream for cooking every single evening. I do live stream at the gym every single day. On the day that I rest from the gym, which is Saturday, I do live dance sessions at home. So yes, live dance fitness sessions at home. So any of those three is something that interests you, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. And to everybody that has subscribed, everybody that has continued to subscribe, thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. So this is literally trying to fight everyone around here. I also just flaked it because you need to fry it on both sides. And yes, it becomes less spicy once you do that. Yeah, as you can hear now, the pop sound and the papa has gone down. Yes, it's because I've flipped them. The side that was up is now down and the side that was down is now up. So let's continue. I hope you're enjoying the show. Please leave us a comment. And be sure, please, try to be respectful on the comment section. Yeah. So once in a while, I get somebody who's plainly racist, and well, I don't pay much attention to such people, but like I said, always try to be respectful on the comment section. Yeah, because either way, either YouTube is going to take off your comment, or I'm going to take it down personally. So either way, it's going down. And don't be that person. It's embarrassing actually. Okay, now I'm going to add in the onions because my beef has cooked on both sides. I'm going to add in the onions. And to anybody who's wondering like why is she not boiling the beef? Well, the beef from here is actually very, very soft and you actually don't need to boil it. And even if you did boil it, it will take more than 15 minutes to cook. So yeah, so you boil it, if you don't boil it, the same thing. So I'm just gonna wait for our onions to actually start like soak in the oil. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for you to soak in the oil. It doesn't have to actually turn brown or anything, just soaking in the oil. So yeah. And then the next thing we're gonna add obviously is our green bell peppers, red bell peppers, and the tomatoes, and then we clean this up. As you can see, like they're all following the the cooking area. Yes, because they get cleaned and moved, and then from there they go to the sink. So it's easier to actually clean before you're done. Because after you're done, you're exhausted. You don't want to do anything else. Right. I mean, at least that's how I feel. So if you still have a lot of energy afterwards, I mean, I prefer to just do my 2-3 dishes that I've used for eating after I'm done. But like having to wash all these things instead of like just doing it while I cook, that's just crazy for me. It's a lot of work. Okay, same for the bell peppers. You just need them to soak in the oil. Like, there's nothing they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to turn brown, guys. Not everybody can turn brown. It's not for everyone. Okay, so now you add in the tomatoes, which comes with a bit of water and stew, and it's a good thing. Yeah, so don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. There's something that I'm missing. It's the white ugali flour. I am really, really missing that. Like, if I can find it here, I think my journey of search, my search for Kenyan meals would be literally completed. So that's the last thing I'm trying to find. I found the spinach, I found the sukuma wiki, I found the coriander. The next thing I need to find is white maize meal here. So that's all I need. That will be the last touch. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is going to add your salt. And if you're a wet fry kind of person, this is a nice stage to actually end the cooking, but I'm just going to add in a bit of water. And we're going to let it boil in there for some time now. Oh my God.
Well, by the sound of that, it tells me our meals. Hi, Linda. So by the sound of that, it tells me that our beef is actually, it's actually still boiling. This is nice. Very nice. So I'm just going to cover it up so that it can boil some more. That's my only leaf that fits that. Then I'm going to put a new one for the rice. Yes. But I'm really, really craving the rice and lentils like yo. So like I said, everything you have used, this is your opportunity to wash it and put it aside so that by the time you're done cooking, your kitchen is fine, everything is in its place. Yeah, so it's usually that time for me. I clean up everything else. So guys, as you can see, all that is done. My kitchen is clean. The only thing we're left to do is wait for the beef to simmer, then we can serve. Simmer and serve. So yeah, while we wait for the beef to actually cook, if you guys have any questions for me, yeah, I'm not joking, I'm serious by the way. Like if you have any questions you'd like to know about the channel, about me, this is your chance. Let me know what you think about the channel. Do you like what we're actually doing? Alternatively, I can go through the comment sections and yeah. If you want to ask me any questions, I'm here. At Khan said hi. Shout out to you, Kani. Mukund said hi. You guys have some hard names, man. Okay. Mohammed said hi. I think this is hype. I can't read all that. I think it's in Cyrillic, but they said hi, hi. Hype Muhammad, I think that's what it's called, but like half of the name is written in Cyrillic, so it's written in Cyrillic, and yeah. So Hype Muhammad said hi, hi, what's up? Shout out to you. Cambe Petit says bonsoir. Yes. Sylvie Mzimbe said hi. Hi Sylvie. Shout out to you, girl. Or a guy. I don't know. Or him. If you don't, said hi. Hi Effie. Shout out to you. Um, Anime Kaisena said hi. Hi, shout out to you. Hassan Abirasulo said hello. Hey, shout out to you. Busi Shabala said hi. Hi, shout out to you, Busi. We have Sonam Lata said hi. Hi, shout out to you as well. We have Rima Zishan who said hi as well. Hi, Rima. Shout out to you. So somebody, I think this person is Kenyan. They're called Frame DJ2. He said, Indomie na utamu wewe. Yeah, so basically he's saying like Indomie is some sort of noodles. Yeah, and he's like Indomie are very sweet. Yeah, so Priscilla said hi. Hi Priscilla, shout out to you. Martin Ruzika said hi. Shout out to you, Martin. Yeah, so now leaf is pasting up. The soap has reduced, but I still need it to go down. I need it to go lower than this. I need it to be underneath. What's underneath that? Okay. So Jason Butin said looking good. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. Jason Butin also says any women in chat. Yeah, Clara Santos said hi. Yeah. Bommy said bonjour. Phoebe the shit. The shit? I don't know. I think that's what she's called. So she says hello, hi, shout out to you. Then there was Andrew, Kishia Kairuth, who says hi. Andrew said hi. Pig said hi. Why would you say your name is Pig? Anyway, sure. So that's everybody that said hello, and I gave them all a shout out. And we have Regine Omotaya who said hi, and we have Linda Ucheng who said hi. Rebecca said hi as well. Alexi Infante sent us some heart emoji. So hi, thank you so much guys for watching. The meal is actually ready and I'm actually ready to serve it, so I hope you stick around for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, I'm eating some nectar. Apparently this is called nectar. Looks like peach if you ask me, but they're different apparently. So yeah, I feel like nectar is peach before it becomes soft. I don't know. They look like the same thing a lot. Okay, so let's show you how the final results look like. And yeah.
thing about me is I don't just care about how the food is cooked. Like I have said this so many times. I don't just care about how the food is cooked. I care about how it's served, how it looks, the presentation. They're all shebang basically. So yeah, that's me. Okay. And I would encourage anybody out there who's making meals for themselves or cooking or anything. Please don't just be serving your food in a horrible manner, like you don't care at all. The same courtesy you want to be treated with when you go to restaurants should be the same way you serve yourself. So don't be that guy. Our lentils are looking tasty. I know lentils are not like a lot of people's favorite, but man, they cook in less than 1 hour. They're tasty, and just make sure you don't eat them for like lunch, dinner, and supper. Lunch, like more than twice, just don't, because they do get you gassy a lot. So they have a lot of gas. That's their downside. But apart from that, they're fine. They're tasty, they're nice, they're amazing. I love them. They go well with chapatis, they go well with rice. Basically, they're amazing. Yeah, plus, if you're somebody with family, they're also very, very affordable. So that is something you should consider. Anyway, this is our meal, all balanced out. There goes our beef with the stew. There goes our lentils. There goes our rice. It looks amazing, guys, right? I know. Like, you can have the rice with the lentils, or you can have the rice with the beef, or you can have all three combined. You're still gonna have the same tasty meal all together. But thank you so much for watching. This is us. This is what we made today for dinner. I hope you liked it. I hope you actually enjoyed watching this video from the beginning to the end. And what, sir? My husband is such a baby. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again in the next one. I'm always doing these live streams every single evening. I also do live stream for fitness at the gym. Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh no, she's masculine. Oh no, she has muscles. Oh no, she looks like a man. She's fat. Thanks. Okay, moving on very fast. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again in the next one. And enjoy the rest of your night. Tomorrow is a work day for a lot of people. So good night. Toodles. Bye.